In Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, we read about the clash of cultures between African tribes and the Europeans when they colonized the tribes and tried to change Africa's traditions and cultures and replace them with their own.
While in the book Days of Obligation, Rodriguez is taught to live by Mexican culture even though he lives in California. But when he tries to combine the two cultures, he realizes how different the two are.
Richard Rodriguez's Days of Obligation shows his knowledge and point of view on both American and Mexican cultures, given he has Mexican parents who strongly believe in Mexican culture, though they live in California where he's also able to explore the American culture.
Rodriguez often compares Mexico and California throughout the book by their traditions. As he grows up in California, he starts to view Mexico as a more conservative and dull place, whereas he views California as a more open-minded place.
For example, as he was walking throughout the city, he witnessed a Gay Freedom Day parade, which he had never seen before and would have never seen if he had lived in Mexico where gay rights are frowned upon.
Rodriguez continues to use examples like these throughout the book to define both cultures.
Homosexual rights is a very important topic for Rodriguez considering he is a homosexual himself. In 1975, California legalized consensual homosexuality. Rodriguez then moved back for this reason in 1979.
He quotes, "The point of the United States is distinguishing yourself from the crowd. The point of Mexico is the crowd."
Homosexual rights is only one of the many differences between the two cultures. Rodriguez takes a journey to Mexico and as he crosses the border, notices an instant change in scenery.
He goes on explaining how after not visiting for a long time, it was hard to transfer from American to Mexican customs.
When I hear the word heritage, I think not of me, I think of them, family, the tribe, the nation, the tradition in my blood. Heritage is larger than the individual. It's responsible for my birth. It's the character and the heritage I come from, the inheritance I bring. In that sense, it's overwhelmingly public and large. When I think of identity, I think of the I, particularly in the American context, the first person singular pronoun. The great gift of America is this presumption that I am Richard Rodriguez. The great presumption of heritage is that I am related to Mexico, related to the Spanish-speaking world, related to a tribal family called Rodriguez, that I have some identity apart from myself that places itself upon me. How I negotiate between heritage and identity is really the subject of a lot of the work I've done as a writer, because it's not always an even negotiation. The American I sometimes surges, other times it's pulled back by family, by the obligation to be someone else, and in many ways it can become a tragic interplay. You know, it's the perennial dilemma of youth, wanting to be new and required to be old.
The main point of Richard Rodriguez's Days of Obligation is to show how hard it is to mix the heritage that you're born into with a culture that almost everyone else is already adapted to.